Hi everyone, I'm Chanchal Sharma. I welcome you all to Sampark, a digital initiative of Phenom placements. In this program, we do video interaction with professionals to share their views and opinions. So today we have with us CA Chandni Gupta. She is an associate member of ICAI, having secured All India rank in CA Final and IPCC. She has graduated from University of Delhi in BCom Honours and has always been a top ranker in academia. She is currently working as an assistant manager finance with PepsiCo and having an overall experience in the field of control and reporting, statutory audit and business finance. She has co-authored a book titled Treatise on Leases, immensely contributed in comprehensive book Treatise on Ind AS and has delivered more than 100 sessions on Ind AS and IGAP and IFRS on various platforms of ICAI, universities and study circles. She is the founder of IFRS World and a YouTube channel and a blog to share knowledge on IFRS and Ind AS. She is passionate about mentoring young CA aspirants and imparting knowledge on IFRS and Ind AS. So, we'll be asking her some sort of questions and we'll be looking for some tips from her about CA interview preparation that everyone from our CACS fraternity, especially freshers, can get benefit from. So Chandni, first question I'm going to ask you is how to choose best industry to start your career: banking, FMCG, pharma or investment bank?
I think at the initial stage, one should not be very rigid about the industry until unless you wish to stay in consulting itself. So the decision should not be between the industries but between whether to join industry or the consulting. Right, so in my view, the first 5 years post qualifications are for you to explore, take the risk, and every industry for that matter is different. Right, it has their own pros and cons. So in my view, you should decide on the role if you choose to stay in industry and not the consulting. But if you choose to stay in industry, you should decide on the role you want to pursue more than which industry you want to pursue, right? Because each and every industry will give you a different experience. There will be immense learning in each and every industry. So go for the role that you want to do more than the industry you want to pursue, right? And also it is very very important to study about the company before you go for the interview. So be it any industry, FMCG, banking, pharma, automobiles, aviation, anything, but you should always study the company. If it suits you, just go ahead and give the interview.
Very well explained, Chandni. So, moving further from our second question is tips on drafting CV for freshers.
Okay, so I think CV is very important, right? It's a prima facie document that enables the others to judge you. So you have to be very, very careful while drafting your CV and what you want to put into it. And I think the CV should be relevant for the job that you are applying, right? You should include the experience that is relevant for the job, and it should be updated as on date. Always remember that CV should be updated, right? In the CV, you should not brag much, just keep it short and simple. Right, try to choose a very subtle format, do not go for a fancy format, but also it should be visually attractive at the same time. So just try to go for dark colors, mostly the shades of gray, black, blue, like that. And do not use very big formats, very, very big size of the fonts, right? There should be normal size of the font. Then avoid using red color. In my view, the red color is not something you should use on a CV. Then for freshers, I think try to put your articleship or the training experience in bullet points as much as possible, right? And the experience should come right after the qualification. Do not put the experience at the last or at the front. Just start with the short introduction, one liner, two liner, then go for the qualification, then go for the experience, and then your achievements and your personal details, and like that. And yes, achievements, do highlight your achievements. Just add a separate section for achievements, or you can highlight in the qualification itself, but do highlight your achievements. So I think these will be the tips from my side for the CV.
Right, that's good to know, Chandni. So, moving forward to our third question is, please give us some tips on dress code while appearing for interviews or for virtual interview sessions.
Yeah, so I think dress code is very important, and you should be dressed in a very formal way, right? For girls and boys both, formal dress is the dress code for interviews. For girls, further I can say, do not put on loud makeup. Go for a very simple look, right? And for virtual interviews, I can say, of course, the formal attire is very important. Doesn't matter if the interview is on a virtual mode or at a physical mode, but even in the virtual mode, you have to keep your camera on, even if the interview doesn't ask for it. Keep your camera on always, and sit in a very formal attire, right? Keep your water, pen, and paper handy. Sit in a very quiet place with no distractions. So virtual interviews, do not take the virtual interviews very lightly, right? You have to be prepared. Keep your calculator with you just in case they ask any question, right? So, and keep your mobile phone on silent, that is very important. Do not attend phone calls while you are in the interview. So these are some tips from my side.
Well said, Chandni. So, moving forward to our next question is, it's often said that CAs are good at technical skills, but when it comes to presentation, they lack. Is it true? What are the industry's expectations?
Yeah, so I think this fight between presentation skills and technical skills has been between CAs and MBAs. It's a very general question that comes to every CA or MBA's mind. But I think we should not generalize it that all the CAs are bad at presentation skills and all the MBAs are good at presentation skills. I think it's just a matter of how these two are different, right? The CA is a very distance learning program, right? It, you don't go to a college, whereas on the other hand the MBAs go to colleges, right? They interact on a daily basis, they interact with so many people around them. But we CAs, we stay at home, we study for the exams, and we do not go to any college. We hardly interact with people, right? So I think that's where the difference starts to build in. But I think it vary from person to person. Maybe some CAs who are very good at presentation skills also. So I think if we talk about the industry expectations, it definitely depends upon the role. If you are joining at in any entry level profile in any, say, FMCG company, right, in any planning or controls role, so I think the expectation would be that you should have the knowledge of email writing and the Excel, right? This is the basic knowledge that will be expected out of you. But on the other hand, if you join, say, M&A or due diligence or internal audit of any company, then expectation would be different. They'll expect PPTs, words from your side, right? So I think one should be very cognizant of the role and its requirement before going for the interview. And yeah, I think at very initial stage we all learn from our articleship experience only, right? Any CA fresher does not have any other experience than articleship, and in articleship we mostly learn Excel. So I think this is the most imperative and basic knowledge that is expected out of anyone, and email writing, of course. So I think these two are very basic, otherwise it will depend upon the role. So I think that's about it.
Thank you so much, Chandni, for being with us on this panel today. I enjoyed every conversation and I hope our audience will also benefit from your views and opinions. Good day. Okay, so if you have any questions or suggestions, please write to us at the email ID and link given in the description. Do share, subscribe, and comment. Bye bye.